Welcome to the world of science. Hello everyone! Our lesson for today is all about the respiratory system. Your body needs oxygen in order to live. Breathing is a continuous cycle, and an average person breathes 20,000 times a day. During inhalation, your body takes oxygen, which is used in many body processes. During exhalation, your body expels carbon dioxide, a waste gas from certain body processes. Breathing is a body mechanism performed by the respiratory system. The primary function of the respiratory system is to allow the exchange of gases in the body. Specifically, it distributes oxygen to the different parts of the body and releases carbon dioxide out of the body. The respiratory system has an upper tract and a lower tract. Look at the illustration below. The upper tract consists of the nasal cavity, the pharynx, and the nose, while the lower tract consists of the larynx, the trachea, the bronchial tubes, and the lungs. Let's stop first in the nose and the nasal cavity. Here is the illustration. The nose is the outer part of the respiratory system. It is mostly made up of cartilage, which makes the nose flexible and strong. The nose has two openings called nostrils, which lead to the nasal cavity. The lining of the nasal cavity is moist because of mucus. Tiny hairs also line this cavity. The hair and the mucus filter out the dust and dirt that come with the air you inhale. They also warm and moisten the air that enters the body. You normally breathe through the nose and not through the mouth. Now let's go to the pharynx. If you look at the mirror and open your mouth wide, you see the back part of your mouth arc into a tube. This tube is throat cavity is called the pharynx. It is connected to both the nose and the mouth and act as passageway for both air and food. Look at the illustration. This is why you can still breathe even if your nose is black due to a cold. Structures called tonsils are found at the opening of the pharynx. They trap and destroy bacteria that enter the body via nose and mouth. The next one is the larynx. When you touch your neck while you speak, you can feel some vibrations in your throat. This is because of the larynx or the voice box. It is found at the lower end of the pharynx. Here, look at the illustration. The circled part of the neck. Then when you talk, the vocal cords in the larynx vibrate and sound is produced. A structure called epiglottis is found covering the larynx. When you breathe, the epiglottis is raised and air flows into the larynx and to the lungs. When you swallow, the epiglottis is pressed down the opening of the larynx to prevent the food from entering. Choking happens when the food accidentally goes into the trachea. Look at the illustration. The next one is the trachea. The trachea or windpipe is a tube at the bottom of the larynx. It is lined with a mucus that help prevent dust particles and other things from entering the lungs. The next one are the lungs. Here, look at the illustration. The trachea divides into two branches, each entering a lung. These tubes are called bronchial tubes, and they branch into even smaller tubes called bronchioles. At the end of each bronchiole is a bunch of tiny air sacs called alveoli. The exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide occurs in the alveoli. The absorbed oxygen is transported throughout the body through the bloodstream, while released carbon dioxide is exhaled. The lungs are enclosed in a coating called pleura, which allows the lungs to slide freely as they expand and contract when you breathe. Below the lungs is dome-shaped muscle called the diaphragm. Breathing refers to the processes of alternate inhaling and exhaling movements. During inhalation, the chest cavity becomes bigger as the ribs and diaphragm contract. Air rushes into the lungs. During exhalation, the ribs and the diaphragm relax and the chest cavity becomes smaller. The air rushes out of the lungs. Now those are the different parts of respiratory system. These are the nasal cavity, the pharynx, the larynx, the trachea, the bronchi, the lungs, the bronchioles, the alveoli, and the diaphragm. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. And for more updates, please subscribe our channel. Goodbye everyone!